And I see you're back here again. Let's begin. Back in the late 1930s, there lived two identical twins. Both of them were incredibly kind, but one of them kinda had trouble speaking, and then the other had to help out. But the good thing was, both of them were very adventurous. Both of them lived normal lives, but it was not until Cindy went to a horse auction. As soon as Cindy made her way down to the horse auction, she almost couldn't believe her eyes. So many horses just waiting. There was a kind man that approached Cindy. He told her everything about the horses, even about the Grey Clydesdale. Cindy immediately wanted to see the Grey Clydesdale, and the man said, "Of course." Cindy, being very cautious and careful, she gently walked up to the Clydesdale, greeting him with a wave. The Grey Clydesdale was extremely happy, hoping that he might get picked. Cindy, looking at the Grey Clydesdale from top to bottom, she immediately turned around to the horse auctionist and said, "I would love to have him." The horse auctionist said he would cost a fortune. And then Cindy replied with, "I know, sir, but he's a dream, and I would love to have him." She looked back at him. She then took a small look at the other horses that were up for sale. She went to the light grey one. Didn't really seem interested at first. She went to the second grey one. Didn't really look interested. And then she went to the last one that relatively looked interesting. She gave him a wave, but then he very quickly got spooked. Then Cindy decided to leave it and go back to the Grey Clydesdale. She looked at him one last time, and it was very clear what her answer was. She turned to the horse auctionist and said, "I'll kindly take him." The horse auctionist replied with, "All right then, I will get the papers." "Did you notice anything odd yet? No? Okay, we'll keep going." As soon as Cindy brought the Grey Clydesdale home, she needed to sign a few papers, and then the horse auctionist finally said his goodbye. It was slowly getting dark, and the Grey Clydesdale was incredibly happy that he found a new home. He was well behaved and well treated. It wasn't long before Cindy noticed that her twin sister Macy was acting very strange around the fireplace. She was almost acting possessed, but Cindy didn't really pay too much attention. But then, Macy turns to her sister Cindy with possession. Cindy thought that her sister was coming towards her, but instead, she walked past her, not even knowing what was wrong with her. But as Macy was walking away, she disappeared. Cindy, having no idea where her sister went, Cindy quickly went to her horse and made sure he was okay, but everything looked pretty fine, for now at least. Cindy checked on her horse, but then went to bed. It was very late at night. The horse felt very uncomfortable, not knowing what was about to happen. But he decided to go on a little bit of a walk. So then he decided to jump out of the pen and walk towards the level 7 area. But he instantly went to the 25 area. The Grey Clydesdale started to trot, but in a very weird way. It was almost like he was possessed, like something was drawing him in the level 25 area. As the Grey Clydesdale trotted gently to the end of the forest, he didn't know what to see or what to do. He thought, should he turn back or should he proceed? Well, he didn't know. So then he turned around. He heard all sorts of creaks in the forest, but he proceeded to walk on. Then he instantly started to feel unwell. Was it like a possession, or was it something trying to get a hold of him? Well, it was probably more than that. He then collapsed on the ground, and the worst thing happened. Meet Lucifer, a cunning undead Pegasus from the Underworld. He then wanted to show himself, his real self, towards Cindy. He made the quick way back to her small cottage house. He took his time, but eventually got there. Cindy finally woke up. She instantly noticed that her horse was missing. But then, she had a bit of a visitor. Again, Cindy was incredibly careful to walk up to him this time, because she didn't know what he could have done or could do. Cindy said in a kind voice, "You do remember me, don't you?" Lucifer instantly told Cindy what happened to her sister. Cindy instantly started crying. Lucifer then tried to cheer her up, and Cindy gave Lucifer a big hug. Lucifer, of course, accepted her hug. Lucifer then said it was time for him to go. Cindy, unfortunately, needed to agree with him. He then took off, but Cindy hoped they might meet again one day, or maybe not, but who knows.